Welcome to Cut Daisies and Unicorns, and here we are on a Trailer Friday, everybody. Trailer Friday in this Infinity season, and here it is. Steve is hooting and hollering with no sound yet.
I'm doing the fist pump.
Jersey Shore fist pump.
Man, that's a flashback. You're bringing up all these like classic old shows. I never watched Jersey Shores.
I didn't either, but it was a reference, you know, I mean, like, you knew about it still.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't keep the Jersey Shore folk out of the news when they're making the news.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they still make the news sometimes, so they're not so much. I mean, I think there was a tax evasion from one of them. There was,
Yeah. Hey, so an opinion piece.
Yeah.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering, do you have an opinion on the difference between live reality shows and like a commercially made series?
So what I've found over the course of time is that even the live reality shows are pretty scripted. Right? I mean, they know exactly the way that they are leading people, right? So
yeah.
So it's really kind of like, yes, they're kind of all scripted, but I tend to go more towards an actual scripted show, versus a reality show.
Do you think that in your core, it's because you like the sense of the organization to completion?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be the best way to describe it. Yeah, because some of the other ones, like, and I think they're trying to generate drama or generate some kind of emotion, and so I think Heather has me watch some shows with her, in that realm of, Netflix has the Love is Blind.
Yeah, I'm not
which
familiar.
I think one of the seasons was in Chicago, so
yeah.
And there's Love on the Spectrum, which is also a reality show about people with autism finding love. So
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's I think it's fascinating. Some of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Caitlin likes like Love Island, which is just, I mean, to me, I'm like, no.
Okay.
Never been a fan of Bachelor, Bachelorette. Never been a consumer of it. I think Heather would watch, and she wasn't a frequent, but Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She would sometimes sit, and they would play just them back to back to back, and she would kind of, we have consumed a couple of those at times, but still not a fan.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, but and so I would always even address the question elsewhere to be able to say, like, if you are a fan of the scripted reality shows, what makes you a fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's your thought on it? What do you like?
So I watch several. I would agree, scripted live shows. They're all in the Discovery app or with the Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
So all my gold shows.
Mm-hmm. All right. Those are.
I mean, it's live. They're documenting people who are living out life.
Yeah.
I'm watching The Curse of Oak Island.
Yeah.
We're certainly closer than we were 10 years ago.
To finding gold?
Yeah.
or whatever it is that they're trying to discover.
And I'm endeared to that show because the brothers are from Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
And Marty owns a vineyard in Traverse City, and I have family in Traverse City, which you're familiar with, as we have talked about Traverse City Whiskey Company.
Right.
# not a sponsor.
Right. But could be.
Yeah, and for those of you who are drinking whiskey, I would highly encourage you to seek that out through any form of legal capacity that you could have something shipped from one over state line There are those services out there.
Right.
But yeah, I don't have to go far if I wanted to get some.
Yeah.
But I
The
personally,
Michigan cherries are in the Cherry Traverse City
yep,
whiskey. Yeah.
yeah, yep, and they make their own like candied cherry, that would be used in a Manhattan or something like that. And my cousin Brandon has a cherry whiskey. You could call it a margarita or a martini thing that's made with the juice of the, it's simple syrup. It's the juice of the cherries. So anyway, but so Marty owns a vineyard and a winery in Traverse City. And so anyway, these guys, and that they're two brothers, and they're probably in their late 60s to early 70s and on this quest. Well, and it's Nova Scotia, and so it's Canada, and but I do find they really want to know the story, what went on the island before, and if there is, and they're searching that out.
Sure.
Now, what I will say is I really hate the episodes that are buffer episodes.
No.
We literally, and by we, I mean me and the watchers who are watching.
Yeah.
Got to see them bring a backhoe in and make dig up a well that they knew was there for the discovery of, and it was all of that. And yippee-ki-yay, we've got gold in the wood. But and I think I like Gold Rush because of I've been watching Gold Rush since Parker was a little guy, and he's a major player in the Alaskan gold mining thing. And then there's the guy from the Klondike, the old Swede or Norwegian, and so there's that, and then Moonshiners. If
that's still going too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, definitely scripted, but kind of moves along. I like Moonshiners. Again, I'm not drinking whiskey, so I'm definitely not drinking moonshine.
Right.
But I love the idea of it being like cooking because there's recipes.
Yeah.
And then the idea of the technology, I mean, that all of this stuff, and there's so many different ways to make a still, and whether it's a steam still or, all the different things. And apparently there's just a major underground of people who are doing bootleg whiskeys and brandies and, all of this stuff. And,
wow.
I mean, so, in a different life, I would like to be a bootlegger.
Yeah.
But that's not my life right now, and I haven't figured out how to clone myself so that I could be able to carry on a different existence of the life that I live. And actually, my preferred existence is my current existence. It's not the existence that I wish that I had.
Right.
But I can listen to that stuff there's enough, because they have a narrative. And there's a narrator that goes on with those, filling in. And then, but man, the thing that I hate is they just tell you something, and now they come back and recap what they just told you, but there's no commercial. And I don't want to watch the commercial, but I really don't need the recap either. I like a good story, man. I'm going through Peaky Blinders right now.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a good rewatch. I think they're supposed to do a movie.
Well, last time we talked about it, which was the last time. Now, I can appreciate my short-term, long-term memory, that I'm into season 5, and there's I'm I don't know where this is going. So,
so you rewatch.
I mean, it's, and then it's I remember, the cross with the person hung on it, and now the Billy Boys are involved, and, but there's some really great wisdom to listen to these people talk, as they're being quoted or as they're saying their lines and stuff. There's some really good stuff. You can glean some gems out of this.
Yeah.
But Peaky Blinders is not for the faint of heart.
No.
And if you're listening to our podcast, You know that you're not the faint of heart, because occasionally cursing becomes a part. I can give you an update on what's coming up on Sunday, and that is in the curse count, there was 2 curse words spoken by me. Phil almost did, but he changed it.
I think I might have had 1 S word.
Yeah.
So it may be 3.
Okay, 3. But it's not flagrant, and I'm not going off. Although
And it's not gratuitous either. We didn't just throw it in there.
Right. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, hey, I'm looking forward to Sunday's episode. We stumbled on a truth.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe 4 of them.
Maybe 4.
4 truths
4 truths.
in how to approach humanity.
Yeah. Or there's that game like 3 truths and a lie or something, or 2 truths and a lie.
Well,
you state 3 things and one of them's going to be a lie. You got to figure out which one's which.
Which is a great icebreaker when you have a lot of people in a room and you need people to get to know each other.
Yeah.
And if there's too many people in the room, then you break them into small groups and they get to work it out in the small group.
Right.
And there could be 4 truths and 2 lies, because I kind of get weird on a couple things. And at the end, make Phil laugh
Right.
uncontrollably to the point of he can't sign off.
Right. It was difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, we're gonna talk about the nature of truth. I mean, we started by looking at absolute.
Yep.
And see where that takes us.
And then I make up words and put it in front of truth.
Uh-huh.
And we just kind of pop down the pipe on that whole deal and try to figure out whether or not
Right.
is there truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then we lift the veil, and oftentimes Phil and I, when we have conversations, whether it's about religion or faith and stuff like that, we maintain a vagueness for the opportunity of people navigating the topic that we're talking about. But we jump in and actually go on the record about some stuff.
We do.
Not all the stuff.
Not all stuff.
I gave Phil the opportunity to be off the record on the record.
Right.
And he went #nope.
I said, nope, not on the record, even if it's off the record.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, we have some discussion. I mean, and there's some people who are not going to land where we land on the topic.
But it doesn't mean that I want them to die.
Right. Yeah, or be eliminated in some fashion.
Doesn't that sound so stark?
It does.
I mean, I was just feeding right into hey, you're listening and you don't agree. That's great. I don't want to take your life.
Right.
I don't want anyone else to take your life. Mm-hmm. I'm really, really glad you're living.
Right. Yeah, because they're a listener. So it's not just for that reason.
Chuckles. Right. So I'm going to do the work, probably not today, but tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It is my number 1 task to orient? What? No. Man. See, I'm having a hard time with words today.
Yeah, which part was...
Orientation.
Yeah, so reorient to what, though? What were you going to
I'm recalibrating the YouTube. I'll make sure that the right videos are up and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you pointed that out in the episode.
Yeah. And we could play Fill in the Blank. That's actually the name of our show, Fill in the Blank.
That's if you forget your name.
No, it's when my profanities are the blankness.
Oh, right.
Blankety blank blank blank. That's what I was doing with that.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody's going to have a good weekend coming up here, as maybe your weekend has already started or maybe it hasn't. But yeah, hopefully your weekend is good and you embrace all kinds of things.
Yeah, I mean, let your Friday be your Friday. We're gonna celebrate Friday Eve tonight, and we're either having chicken nuggets or pizza. I haven't decided which yet.
Who knows? That's where
I don't know.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But eventually somebody will know. You'll know.
Well, this is what I do know. We're gonna have chicken nuggets and fries either Thursday, or we're gonna have chicken nuggets and fries on Friday.
Yeah.
And whichever one we have pizza on, we will have the opposite on the other.
There you go.
2 more days in nation.
See, there's the plan.
I'm going international. Well, technically 3 more. But got a short trip back to Iowa to get on the airplane and go intercontinental.
Perfect.
People are like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm not telling you where I'm going before I go.
Yeah, we'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
Not before.
Yeah. It's to a destination I've never been to before. And so
It's better to keep that off the grid.
well, I've actually been in country before, but I haven't been to this destination.
Okay.
So the last time I saw it, I saw dirt on the floors and patchwork on the roofing system, and was giving kids shampoo to rid them of critters and medical supplies and all that stuff. But
There you go. So that's a sneak peek. If you know Steve, you might know where he's going.
it's not that kind of trip. Although I'm tripping already today. Like up the stairs, down the stairs,
no.
in my head. I'm totally on a trip, man.
Totally tripping.
Like, what are you taking? Oh, a microdose of me. Who needs the shrooms, dude? I'm like,
You got enough of your synapses firing.
I tell you what, ever since I've been back from Dominican, man, I got my head turned around. It's just so good. I go through my day and I ask myself, Steve, are you having a good day? And myself answers me, well, if you're not, dude, it's your fault. I did have a frustrating day yesterday.
Yeah.
On a very minute scale. I was really frustrated with something that was out of my control and pretty worked up. And I can tell you, I don't know the last time that when Amy's gotten home from work, she's like, hey, how'd your day go? And I'm like, I had a very frustrating day. I mean, but I was transparent. I was honest about it. I got to tell her the story about it. It came with great resolve. Everything's fine. But everybody's like, why are you so cryptic? Because I'm on a trip in my head.
Right.
You
And
know?
the trip's not done, so he can't tell you about the trip yet.
Oh, man, no kidding. But, yeah. So, and when I get back from the trip, then if everybody wants to know my future, I got my seeing in the future eyes on. That's actually a quote from Mr. Salomons from Peaky Blinders, because he had these glasses made, and he's like, I could get you a pair of these glasses, and they will help you to be able to see the future like I see the future. That's my Mr. Salomons.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah. But yeah, with my seeing in the future glasses, what my future holds is I get back from vacation and, it's Earthen Warehouse 3.0 full speed ahead. I'm not going to tell you any more about it other than that, but when I get back, I'll be ready to share the news.
It's a sneaky peek into the Peaky Blinders, from the Peaky Blinders quote. Sneaky peek.
Yeah, there's that one show, Sneaky Pete.
Yeah.
I think that's on Amazon, isn't it? I think they only did 2 seasons.
Giovanni Ribose.
See. I don't even keep space in my head for names and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
If you need something to be excited about when it comes to being sedentary, not going anywhere, hanging out because the weather's bad, or you just want to be a couch potato, from a professional couch potato, I could give you the advice: watch Daisy Jones and the Six.
Okay.
Very, very good series. And when you watch it, you'll be like, really? And I'm like, oh, the soundtrack is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got to get to episode 3.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm on next. So,
Phil, it's going to change your life.
Mm.
The first 2
Yeah.
were decent backfill biographical story episodes.
Getting there to it, yeah.
But now,
Bring you to.
this is where they say, they.
I do. I've heard of they.
This is where the magic happens.
Ah,
Oh, man.
I'm waiting on the magic.
Fireworks. I'm waiting on Friday because when it drops, I'm guessing there's going to be 3 more episodes released. I mean, they did 3, and then they did 3 the next week.
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, it'll be another 3 right away.
Fingers crossed. I'm going to download that on the iPad and take it with me to my foreign country. Not my personal foreign country. There's too much turmoil there for it to be mine. I have enough turmoil in my own little trip,
Right.
that I don't need to take it to another foreign country.
It's true. Yeah, I'm going to start it again now that I'm back.
There you go. All right. Well, of all the inconveniences that are going on in your life, just remember that if you have running water, electricity, and food for your belly,
Good shape.
you're, lots to be grateful for. All right.
All right, so until we got 2 weeks, we got a week in between, and we'll be back again. Don't fret. Don't worry. We will be back.
Yep, I'm coming, and I'll bring a full basket.
And that's why this is the infinity season, because it goes on. Friends.
It does. Yep.
So until the next forever.